Of Feathers and Thorns, written by Vincent. Read for you by James Fouhey, a member of SAG-AFTRA. To my feathered friends, who stuck around despite my thorns. 1. Kieren.
The Belltower farm is as good as a pile of rubble,
the sheriff grumbled, watching me from across the hospital lobby. He was speaking to his deputy, but he made sure I heard every word. He'd made no attempt to keep his disdain subtle since I'd manifested 3 days ago. And it wasn't just him. Even the nurses dared to check on me only when I pretended to be asleep and promptly scurried away whenever I made eye contact with them. The sheriff's deputy folded his arms scornfully.
If the brat had kept to the Belltower lands, half the trees at Yang's orchard were ripped right out of the ground, not to mention the number he did on the Cooper's ranch.
The sheriff tisked.
A damn waste, if you ask me. Can't believe one of them would turn up in our town.
I shrank into myself a little. Truthfully, I couldn't believe it either. The damage my manifesting had caused to my family's farm and our neighbors, I'd thought it was all a dream until I'd woken up in the hospital with bruised ribs and a shiny golden letter floating in midair beside my bed. Magic Service Summons, it said in ornate writing. I was so shocked I nearly fell off the cot. That golden letter was now wrinkled in my hands as I sat on the stiff lobby bench, guarded by the sheriff like some kind of criminal. Like he hadn't known me my entire life. Like I was going to run off and ruin whatever was left of our town just because I could. Of course I'd never do such a thing. I didn't even know how it had happened. One moment, I'd been talking to my father, and the next, the air had begun to swirl around me, twisting pieces of hay around my boots and rattling the barn walls. I'd blacked out before I knew what had hit me. Why wouldn't anyone believe it had been an accident? Anyway, I had nowhere to run, especially now that a senior magician was on his way to collect me so I could officially start my training. That's right. In accordance with the magical law of the United States of America, I was to join the magic service immediately and become a magician's apprentice. Exactly 1 minute before the promised pickup time, the hospital's front door swung open and a young man walked.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?